What's up, y'all? You are listening to For the Artists, a podcast brought to you by Creative M Projects. I'm your host, Melissa Sharee, and we have another feature this week. Yes! Let me just get my yes out the way early because this feature is a really, really good friend of mine. Yes, I love him. He's my brother, and let me tell you what his name is. His name is S.O.U.L O, okay? He is widely admired for being a multi-genre music producer, a turntablist, and an MC from none other than Long Beach, California. I feel like I need to say that with a little like something. You know, when he comes on, he can tell me how he says it. His musical career spans 20 plus years, and he must have started when he was 1 because he doesn't look like he's over 21. He's an absorber of sound, inspired by all music styles. S.O.U.L O specializes in the art of making music and is recurrently sought after for eye-catching turntablism, original music production, reworks, remixes, and live DJing. Give it up for my boy S.O.U.L O, y'all.
How are you doing, Melissa? In all your splendor?
In all my splendor. You know what? I don't know what's going on today. I got papers dropping. My little studio wall tried to fall down on me. It's like
it's all good. You working it all out.
I'm working.
You got it covered.
Got it covered. Yeah, I'm so happy that you decided to join me and to be my feature. Now listen.
As am I.
As are you. Yeah. S.O.U.L O, have we known each other for 10 years now? I feel like.
Yes, we have known each other for 10 years. If 2000, either last year or this year would be the 10th year, I figure. But time has flown by.
Time has flown by. Now listen, when I met S.O.U.L O, it was because a friend of mine was working on a project and he needed some vocals on his project. And so I came to the studio in Long Beach. How do you say Long Beach, S.O.U.L O?
Long Beach.
There's no special way to say it.
You know, it depends, you know, what part of the beach you're from, you know.
Okay.
I just say Long Beach.
You just say Long Beach. All right, fine. It's not the LBC?
It can be. Yeah, it can be. But I'm a transplant. I'm originally from the Bay Area. But I moved to Long Beach and they never let go of me. So that's where I call home for the most part. Home base. Okay.
That explains it. That explains, I won't say lack of enthusiasm. However, if it's a duck, call it a duck. You're like, don't be trying to put Long Beach on me like that's my roots. You from the Yay area. Okay. Bay.
Originally. But I think I've lived my longest stint in Long Beach, and I've lived in a lot of places. Gypsies in the blood, and I have traveled. So
okay.
But yeah.
Now the studio that I met you at was West Coast Productions?
No. Long Beach Most Wanted Studio.
Thank you. I knew it. I'm blanking, and it has nothing to do with my age. Okay, Long Beach Most Wanted.
And it's originally facilitated by a brother by the name of LC. He is a DJ and producer as well. He got his start working at the legendary VIP Records in Long Beach, where, you know, it is a city landmark at this point, and it's where pretty much everybody that would deal in urban music would make a pit stop through if they were coming through the city. So yes, LC got his start there, but Long Beach Most Wanted Studio is his residence.
Okay. And how long have you been affiliated with them?
Since 2001. I did my first recording there. 2001. I was brought in by a trumpet player by the name of Dave Williams, a Long Beach native as well. And I was recruited for his band to DJ. The band is called Magic Bullet Theory, and still together to this day, gigging. So that's close. That is pretty much 20 years.
Wow. And
they wanted me to do some, as I put in my bio, some eye-catching turntablism, so I could scratch on my knees with my elbows, with my nose, and spin around and do all that tricky stuff, but still make it sound good in context with playing with a band and finding the pocket and having rhythm and and all that. So he brought me to the studio, um, and I scratched over some tracks for him, but I also recorded some of my original music, which the very first song I ever recorded, there was a Gil Scott song, "Winter in America," and it came out lovely for that to be my very first song I've ever done with a live musician,
Mm-hmm.
and mixed and mastered in the back house in Long Beach Most Wanted studio. So yeah, 2001.
In the back house. Okay, now listen, I just learned something. All these gigs that I have done with you, okay, I have yet to experience the eye-catching turntablism. I've not seen you on your knees scratching with your elbow behind your head and your toes flat. Like, why haven't I seen this?
Well, Melissa, you get what you pay for, and I wasn't paid to do that for those gigs, you know.
Oh, but can you still do it though, for real? Like, can you still do that?
Oh yeah, I'm very proficient, and I being with a band and DJing in that specialty, turntablism. It They kept me on my toes. I learned musicianship,
Mm-hmm.
and it was is a great experience. And I'll get down. I could get down with a band. I don't like to, pat myself on the back, but I'm pretty good at what I do. Yes,
Okay.
still to this day. The arthritis is kicking in a little bit, that old age. I'm feeling it a little bit, but I don't think I've lost much of a step.
Okay, well, you know what? You're gonna need to just hold off the arthritic whatever because I'm about to hit you up. We doing something different with our giveathon next year, and we're gonna need to
Okay,
hire you for some eye-catching turntablism.
okay, that
That's
I'm with it. I'm
April
absolutely with it.
2022.
April 22, April 2022. That
Yep.
man, that's a tongue twister. Yeah, I am with it.
Now listen, okay, so scratching that always makes me think of the 80s. Were you scratching in the 80s?
No, I was not. I was just being a child in the 80s and doing what kids do. But which is, having fun, playing outside, riding the bike, you know. Yeah, I was doing the Cabbage Patch in the 80s. That's
Okay.
I didn't turntables didn't come into my life until later on. My older brother, uh, was a college radio DJ, and he went on. He took a break, and I inherited all his DJ equipment.
Mm.
I figure I was about 10, 11 years old. So yeah, I inherited his DJ equipment, Creator Records, and there was no turning back from there. Up until that point, I thought I was going to be a writer. I you know in my youth, I just was, and still to this day, I just love the written word.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was going to be a journalist or to something to that effect. I didn't really see myself going the direction of of playing music and being involved in the music industry. I had a mind state that I'm gonna rewrite the problems of the world, you know, and but I got into music instead, and that's been a beautiful journey as well.
Yeah. So wait, hold up. You said rewrite the problems of the world. What exactly does that mean? I mean, was you about to be writing some biographical stuff or what?
Being a child of the Bay Area, activism was, and I would think it still is, quite heavy. And like the Black Panthers, they left an oppression on me, and
Mm.
just anybody that was doing change really left an impression on me at a young age. Um, you know, and that's what I was into. I really wanted to, you know, change the world with
Mm-hmm.
the written word. Um, and so I just write, and whether it was a short journalistic piece on corporal punishment, which I
Mm-hmm.
did in high school, or write a short story, or a song or a poem. I just would write, but everything I would write would be something that would stimulate the mind to make some kind of change. Um,
That's
yeah,
dope.
so
Did so?
that's
Did you
that
go
would
to
be.
Did you go to school for that? Or did you just do it on your own in terms of writing?
No, I went to school for creative writing and journalism, and yeah, and then music took over, and my path. Well, actually, I was going to school in Santa Cruz,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I took a music theory class. This is when I started DJing, and the teacher said, "You're good at what you do,
Yeah.
but if you're trying to grow in this as a musician or in the entertainment, you need to go back to LA. This
Mm.
isn't the place for that." Um, so I had the opportunity to DJ with friends in a rap group. So I made my back from the Bay to LA, and I started couch surfing from there. But yeah, I came back and I started DJing and gigging. And my best friend, he was taking a music production class at
Mm-hmm.
the at one of the JCs, and he's like, "Yeah, man, you can take the class, and we're gonna be big rappers, and we're gonna own a studio, and this, that, and the third." And so he was blowing my head up real big. I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. We can do all that. Yeah, yeah." He was selling the dream,
Mm-hmm.
and I moved out here, and I went to school for recording engineering, and I didn't know I had that in me. But I excelled at that immensely as well. It just all made sense, in mixing and recording and the production and putting the sounds together, and everything that comes with that, and the technical aspect of it. And so I flew through those classes. I got an internship at a local studio. I got another internship at like a mobile DJ sound company,
Mm-hmm.
and with that, and then my local DJing, I just went from there, and I was able to, leave my mark with everybody I was working with or came in contact with in the industry. Um, so yeah,
Wow. There's something you just said that I loved. You were like, I didn't know I had that in me. And that's a powerful aha. I feel like not everybody gets to come to that place where they can experience the, man, I didn't know I had that in me. Only
mhm,
because, they don't take advantage of it. You took advantage of the opportunities in terms of people presenting certain things to you, and you decided to, go in the direction of what they were. Like you said, he was selling the dream. You had a teacher that was saying, like, hey, go back to LA because that's where it's at, you know? And the
yeah,
fact that you were led to be moved in those direction and actually follow through is big. I mean, it brought you to that aha place of finding what was in you. That's pretty dope.
yeah, and I'm grateful for the people that I've encountered throughout my life that were able to share information. We often hear of gatekeepers, um, and people that don't believe in the each one teach one, um, type of thought process. But I didn't run into that. I was fortunate to have some really good mentors, um, that just welcomed me into their environment and didn't have a problem teaching me anything. And to
Mm-hmm.
this day, I could get any one of them on the phone, and they'll assist me, uh, however they can.
Were you in your so wait, if you were in college, you were like what 20s when all this was happening in terms of coming back to LA and then going back to school cuz you went back to school for engineering.
Yes, I was 18. This was my freshman year of college. So my second semester in Santa Cruz, I moved back to
Okay.
LA. And my first semester, I'm telling you, I lived all over the place. I actually spent my first semester in Pierce College And then my second semester, I transferred to Santa Cruz. And
Uh-huh.
then from there, I came back to LA.
Wow.
So yeah. But everywhere I go, I see somebody I know, and yeah, I met some really really cool people um, in my travels.
I got a new name for you now, Solo.
But
You ready? You ready for it? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But
it's not that
you
good.
now
Go
gonna
ahead.
be known as the intellectual, eye-catching turntablist.
There we go. I appreciate it. That's all right. Yeah.
You know what? Because I mean, shoot, you are a brother that went to school. You was educated for real.
I am a certified recording engineer. Yeah, I've been schooled in that aspect of it. But
Hmm.
you know, uh, people skills I had to learn just by by doing it, being out there
Hmm.
and not being scared to go up to somebody and be like, "Yo, I like what you're doing as an artist. Do you mind if I remix one of your songs?" Or going to open mics and meeting spoken word artists and inviting them to my space to record. I That's a whole different skill that they don't so much teach in school. You just have
Hmm.
to be out there and be willing to to connect with people, and I would do that.
Let's talk about that a little bit more because I do know some artists that is a bit of a struggle for them. How did you get to that place? Was it just out of sheer necessity? I mean, how did the light turn on and you're like, you know what? I can do this. I need to do this. Let me go talk to this person. Let me go. How did you get there?
Um, by practicing and mastering, well, I can't say that I'm a master, but by practicing and developing my craft
Mm-hmm.
and consistently staying on my craft. So when the opportunity was there for me to show and prove, I did so. And then, one gig or job led to two, and that led to four, and so it went. But you know, the approach is also key in dealing with people and personalities and the industry, so to speak. Um, but I had a lot of people around me that kept me rooted and grounded and wouldn't let me get too big headed. Oh, he going on tour now, this, that, and the third. He ain't gonna be able to. No, it's not about that. And I kind of made it a point to stay true to my roots and grounded with the people
Mm-hmm.
um, that I was around.
So your desire to want to change the world because of some of the things that you were seeing growing up in the Bay Area, it's like you're. So do you still write?
I absolutely do. I absolutely do. And yeah, I write stories. I wrote a song a couple of days ago. Wrote a
Mm-hmm.
demo to a song that needs to be sang. Hint, hint. Um, so you know, if you know any amazing, talented female vocalists, send them my way. Hint, hint. Uh, so yeah, absolutely still right. And I think in my youth, and I think with the youth, rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
The youth have a have that youthfulness that is rebellious. So that's what I was about. A lot of four-letter words in my lyrics back then, and now I'm a little older, and the approach is kind of different in
Uh-huh.
getting the message across. But I think I'm the same artist that I was in my written word.
So would you still want to write a book? Because technically, as long as you living and breathing, it's not too late.
Absolutely, and I had that opportunity to be a part of CLI, Community Literature Initiative, which
Hmm.
is a program taught at USC by Professor Hiram Sims. And what they do is, or what you would do if you were interested in being a poet or a literary writer, you sign up to the program, and they will walk you through the steps of developing you as a writer. And at the end of the class, you could put together a manuscript and get signed to a local press. So I've been working with them for a number of years, and I have a book idea that is still in the works. I'm sure if I run across any of them on the streets, they'll give me a mouthful, because my book should have been done like 4 or 5 years ago. But it's a work in progress. So yeah, just being a part of that community keeps me sharp.
Okay. So you say your book should have been done 4 or 5 years ago. You know what? No, let's hang on that for a second, okay? Even I can get a little vulnerable right here. Because I feel like as creatives, as people that dream, as people that have ideas, there are so many things that we want to, not only do we want to do, but it's like we actually have the skill and ability to do them.
Yes.
Yet and still, it's like, like they're not getting done. And it's like, to really, because somebody listening, we can help somebody, you know what I mean, right now.
Yes.
We can even help ourselves.
Absolutely.
It's
help
like,
go ahead, help a brother out.
It's like, look, you help a sister out too. It's like, you have to really look at yourself and be willing to go there in terms of, you know what, why do I not have this full project done yet? Why, I'm speaking specifically with my music, is like, why is my book that I could have had done 4 or 5 years ago not done yet? And it's like, what do you think? You want to hold the mirror up first? Because you my guest, so I can hold the mirror up to you first.
I like the way you said that. And in my instance, or in my situation, I think you want to come out the gate and you want to make sure it's right. So overthinking your perfection is the issue for me. And feeling that, because in my mind, I am such a good writer, putting myself out there for this first magnificent work of mine, that I want it done right. And then, we're just dealing with life issues too. We living out here, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say ditto to some of that. I like what you just said in terms of, sometimes we're just living life. I know for me, it's like when you have major things going down in life, sometimes, putting surviving the head of all that is just, most important. And I think in my situation, shoot, I was just trying to get back on my feet for real. You know what I mean? Like, trying to get the money right. At one point trying to get a roof over my head again. And then just, trying to get right. I feel like I'm always trying to get right within. Like I'm always trying to keep my heart in a certain place. And I feel like to do that, that's not something that you just do like one time and then you're like, oh, I'm good. No, like that's something that like daily, for me is like daily. And so I feel like sometimes, I can get consumed with that, and it ties into what you were just saying in terms of, perfectionism. Because it's like, not only do I want whatever it is I'm producing to be all the way right, I feel like I need to be all the way right before I can even present it. Does that make sense? And then, but you can't get caught in that trap, or you'll never put anything out. You'll never go anywhere.
Yes, and exactly what you said is a trap that we put on ourselves in those situations. And in terms of me finishing my book, I got caught up in that way of thinking. But also, and I'm not trying to use this as a cop-out, the things I was doing in the studio took off, and I was having more clients come through. I was doing more production, and I started buzzing in that sense. So I was doing way more DJ gigs. I had residencies um, all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And so the book has taken a back burner to, the musical stuff that I've been doing. But it's still there, I visit it a couple of days out of the week,
Yeah.
and it will get done.
Yeah. I feel like when we want things bad enough, like we make those things happen. Like priorities shift, and sometimes
Yes.
we want certain things over that other thing, and it's just acknowledging that is what it is. And it's okay. It's like, yeah, I do want to do this, but I actually right now I kind of want to do this more, and that's really what it boils down to. I feel like sometimes.
And that's kind of what it is. My production has kicked up quite a bit. Um, and I just got this new studio space in LA, and that we'll be building out into something magnificent. So, these things are taking priority,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going to let, uh, the book go, or how I feel about the written word go at all, because I know something, God forbid, something can happen and I could lose all these material possessions and all this technological stuff. But,
Mm-hmm.
I can always grab a pen and some paper and write something magnificent, um, that, that I can share with the world, and it'll make me feel good in my spirit.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah. I was gonna say yeah to the studio. You got your own studio space. Don't just try to just drop that and just keep on going like that's a light little thing. Now let's talk about that, because you
all right.
did mention that you was gonna have this studio space,
Yes.
and I didn't get a phone call or anything, but I did see a post. So now I can get the information firsthand. Tell us about this studio.
Yes, it is called Beats, Rhyme, Soul Production, Creative Art Space. It is a 3 room, at this point, compound, because it's under construction,
Okay.
that can be utilized for dancing, rehearsal, any type of classes that may need to be taught,
Mm-hmm.
podcasts such as this, um, possibly movie production on a smaller scale.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we'll be recording music, building out the control room and the sound booth as we speak. Might have some guys in here later on banging on the walls and sanding and making a whole lot of constructive noise. And yeah, it's just going to be a beautiful creative environment.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Give thanks. I appreciate it.
So it's not open to the public yet because it's still under construction, or what?
Well, yeah, I'm still having studio sessions. Where there's a will, there's absolutely a way. And if you want to get some recording done, we will make it happen. It's just, it's not all pretty and all that cosmetically. We
Yeah.
got to make it look good, but the sound's right. And because of my schooling, I am uh, a quite savvy recording engineer, so I'll make it sound good. You know,
Yeah, I see in your glasses there's a reflection of the keys, and I'm like, "Dang, I should have put my keyboard right here so I could have it reflecting off of my glasses too."
yeah, that's cool.
That's like those photos that people take, ching ching, and then you can like anyway. I'm gonna have to come through for my own personal private tour of the studio. Okay, I need to see
Absolutely.
it before it's all, whatever you're gonna do with it. I need to see it before and after. So,
Absolutely. You are invited any given
oh,
day of the week.
okay, good, because I was like, I'm just gonna invite myself.
I was
Hey, talk to me about how you got this name though, Solo. How'd you get
oh,
that?
solo, symphonic orchestration, universal life, Oduan.
See, you know what? That's why you are the intellectual, eye-catching turntablist. Because look at that acronym for your name. I thought it was you was gonna be like, my soul is. It was none of that.
Hey, it's in there somewhere. It's in there somewhere.
Okay, so you've had that name for how long?
I
20
have had
years?
that name, yeah, since my first years of college. I say when I moved to Santa Cruz, my first year of college. That's when I adopted that name because I had a radio show, and I needed a catchy DJ name. I never really had a DJ name up until then. I just had, nicknames, family names, things of
Okay.
that nature. So
Mm-hmm.
when I had my little college radio show, that was the name, Solo, DJ Solo, and that's what I made it official
It's official.
then.
I'm thinking about the scratching right now though. I just went back to that
I'm telling
because
you, elbows, knees, nose,
but
headstand, all that.
listen, I was just I had another feature on it. Like was it 2 week maybe 2 weeks ago, and she plays the organ, and I was telling her how the organ is like a lost art. You know, it's like a dying art. Like people aren't learning how to play the organ. But anyway, and so now with your scratching abilities, okay, knees, toes, and all that,
Mhm.
I feel like that's kind of like a dying art too, because who I don't know who scratches still.
Well, it's actually not. It's had a revival these
Really?
past few years. Yes, with vinyl and just the popularity of being a DJ has
Okay.
quadrupled.
Wow.
I guess I say there's so many DJs and the equipment is digitized now. So and they've made the equipment a lot better in terms of the feel and the authenticity of it coming across as vinyl in real time to produce those scratching sounds that you would try to mimic. Um,
No, don't tell me that because that's gonna make me sad. I feel like that's
but
cheating, and that's not the same. Digitizing, scratching. No, I need to see your hand moving back and forth on the real vinyl, making the sound. Okay.
I hear you. It doesn't cheapen the art. That it just depends on the DJ, who the DJ is, because there are DJ purists out there that they're
Mm.
like, nope, 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 records, vinyl, nope, nope, nope. I
I
don't
think
believe in
that's me.
this
I think I'm
computer
a
stuff.
purist.
Yeah. And more power to you for that. Me, I've always lived under the umbrella that you know, I can adapt to and use whatever's in front of me.
Mm,
So yeah, I acclimate myself to whatever situation I'm in,
yeah.
and I'll make it work. So I just went into every situation like that, and yeah, so I'll jump on turntables, plastic. It doesn't matter. It could be a Radio Shack little mixer or something like that. I'll make it work. I'll make it work.
Make it work.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, um, what is a typical day in the life of Solo like?
He wakes up at 5 in the morning.
For real?
Uh, yeah, I wake up that early.
On
You
your
know,
own or with an alarm clock?
not on my own. Definitely not on my own. But I wake up 5 in the morning. I'll I've learned a new what's the word? I've learned how to trade stocks a little bit. So I wake up when the market opens and um, do a little trading, make a little bit of pocket change for myself. I'll do some studying and get a workout in, and then it's off to the studio. And
Wow.
then I spend from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. in the studio, whether it's in Long Beach or here in LA.
As in 1 a.m.?
Yes,
So you basically are on 4 hours of sleep every day.
I never even noticed. Yeah,
And look
really?
at you, all bright eyed and bushy tailed, like you
Well,
hadn't
no,
moved.
I be taking old people naps every chance I get. I'm taking an old person nap. I'll duck out and I'll take a little siesta in a minute. So,
Man, Solo, that's what's up. So that's that discipline. That's another thing that's key, you know, to progressing in life and in whatever it is that you want to do. You got to have that discipline. You are disciplined, brother. How long have you been disciplined like that?
I'm still a work in progress. Every day is a struggle, but I'd say these past with the pandemic and
Mm-hmm.
maybe 2 years prior to that,
Okay.
so 3, 4 years maybe, I guess.
Wow. So
But he's trying
how did you get there
in terms of
in
what
terms of
which
realizing that that's what you needed to do, like be more disciplined?
um it would be being able to be efficient to help my clientele and
Mm.
just um, help myself also just be a better person. You have to
Mm-hmm.
be disciplined if you want to be the best you that you want to be, or at least
Yeah.
in my mind. And that's what I needed to do. I couldn't just have a late night drinking Hennessy and do that 7 days a week and party just party hard and burn out early. I don't want to be that guy. You
Yeah.
know, I think I got a lot of gas in the tank, so I'm gonna keep it pushing the best way I can.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, that requires discipline for me. And there's some people that can live life on the edge. Not I. Not I.
Not you, not you.
No.
Now listen, I ain't gonna have you on here forever, but I do want to know. Now you talked about all the mentors that you had, right?
Yes.
Some key instrumental people along the way, but who's your biggest inspiration?
My biggest inspiration.
Do you have one?
Um, yeah, of course. I'm just trying to think and narrow it down to one.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, you could tell me if there's more than
well,
one too.
my mom's was a big, inspiring. Uh, it's my Dukes, my mama, because she's the sweetest lady, extremely knowledgeable, the backbone of my family, and just so loving and very supportive of everything that I wanted to do. So, and just seeing how smart she was. She worked in aerospace.
Mm,
So just being at these companies in the 80s and Silicon Valley and maneuvering through that scenario as a young black woman,
yeah.
as a single mother.
Mm,
Um, but she did it with grace.
mm,
I never really seen her too flustered in life. We didn't have a whole lot, but as a family, we definitely got by.
mm-hmm.
And I have a relatively large family, so there were cousins, aunts, uncles everywhere. Matter of fact, my cousin just stepped in the door here from the Bay, and so she was a good supporting cast. She taught me at a young age to get it together, that I wasn't going to be no hobo on the street, as she would say. So she showed me how to put together resumes in my teens and made me go out and get applications when I wasn't even able to get a job, just so I
Mm-hmm.
know, and having proper business attire and to be able to walk into any situation and navigate it and work it to my advantage. Um, and don't necessarily take no for an answer. You gotta make it work for you if it's something that you really feel that you deserve to have. If you deserve to have the opportunity for yourself, gotta get out there and grind it out. Um, so yeah, my dudes, my mama.
Ma Dukes. Ma Dukes. Shout out to Ma Dukes. Hey.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just thinking about your story and the fact that, you started off thinking that you really wanted to do one thing and then you switched gears. You found that
yeah.
you.
In my mind of mine, I thought I was gonna have a notepad behind a car throwing bricks at some for some rebel cause, but
Yeah.
music, I guess, was the rebel cause, and I've been making that ever since.
I mean, there's so many ways that we can change the world, just showing up in our own little ways and all the different things that we do. But like you just a reminder, that it's okay to switch gears. You know, you don't have to be so married to one idea.
And and yeah, and the world is ours. You can do whatever you want that
Hmm.
you think you can handle. Everything within reason that you can handle. It doesn't become overbearing and stressful for yourself. Do it, do it,
Yeah.
do it. And the way the technology is now, multitasking is key to success, and everything is at our fingertips. So
Everything. Literally.
yeah,
There's like nothing you can't do from your phone
yeah,
or from
it's
your laptop.
exactly it's a space bar enter press away.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Okay, so you told us about the studio. Tell us what else you have coming up that people can, go watch, pay attention to, how they can find you, like all that kind of good stuff.
Okay, what do I have in the works? Well, I'm still a DJ. I have a residency in Long Beach Sundays. Um, we'll be doing reggae at yes at
Hi.
the Bird Bar. That's every Sunday until it's not. Um,
What time does that pop off?
that runs from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And have some shows coming up with the magnificent Francois Dean, musician extraordinaire. You could catch some catchy turntablism at that show.
Oh, for real? Okay.
That will be Mozambique or the Skylark in Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you can find me at beatsrhymesoulproduction.com. My entire catalog is up there, whether it's mixtapes, mixes, DJ mixes, original material, remixes, instrumental production. It's the one-stop shop to to find out what I'm all about.
And there's no fancy spelling. It's just beats, rhyme, soulproduction.com.
Yeah, no, yeah,
You know how we be getting fancy. We be like beats, but put a three T's and
yeah.
four Z's at the end.
No, it's long enough, so I don't need to throw any other curveballs. Beats, rhymes, soul, production.com.
Ah, I like it. All right, all right. Well, shoot. We're going to get ready to wrap it up then. I mean, what else you got? What else you got? You got something for me?
Just everybody out there, be safe, stay safe, keep living your best life, and living your dreams. We're not chasing dreams, we live in our dreams. So living on up.
I like that. We're not chasing them, we live in them.
Yeah.
Boom. In the present, in the right now. For real, for real. You get so quiet. I'm like, are you frozen?
Nah, I'm
I'm
not
like,
frozen up. You were saying something profound. You started it off with a boom, so I had to freeze.
boom. All right. You just joined me on the drop the mic moment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll wrap it up then. You guys have been listening to For the Artists, a podcast brought to you by Creative M Projects, which is a 501c3 tax exempt. That is a shameless plug. Okay. We are a nonprofit. And if y'all want to contribute to a good cause, because we out here doing some things, okay, to help young artists develop from the inside out, just go to our website. It's Creative M Projects. Make sure you put that S at the end. .org. Okay. I've been your host today. I'm Melissa Sharee, and I have been in the virtual studio with none other than DJ S.O.U.L O. So y'all can put this on repeat. This was a good one, okay? Go out there and
Thank you,
live your
Melissa, for
dreams.
having me. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being on. And I will see you from my private tour of the studio.
Yay, yay.
All right, Solo. Peace.
Peace and love, y'all.